Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Brooke Hiddink, and I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur located in Dubai. And today we're going to be diving into module 3 of my completely free high-ticket e-commerce YouTube course. I'm going to be giving out thousands of dollars of free value in this course. All I ask if you could please hit subscribe, like the video, share it with any friends or family that you think would take value from this. I greatly appreciate your support. And if you have any questions at all, be sure to put them in the comments below. I'll answer any and all questions. So to this point, if you go to the playlist that this video is linked to, and I'll also put them below the video, module 1 is on business setup, module 2 is on niche selection. So by this point, you should have set up your business properly. You should have everything administratively set up, bank accounts, address, credit card, whatever else. And you should have chosen a niche, whether you picked a broad store or a niche store. I discussed the differences and the advantages and disadvantages of each in depth in my previous video on niche selection, which is module 2. But by this point, you should have your niche picked, and module 3 is on finding suppliers for that niche, which is what we're going to cover in this video. So without further ado, we'll dive right in. Module 3, supplier research. Finding highly profitable suppliers for your niche in 2023. So first things first, sourcing suppliers. What we want to do is you're going to create a competitor store list, and it's going to be a spreadsheet for this, which I'm going to provide to you. You're going to create a competitor store list of all your competitors in the niche that you're selling in. To do that, you're going to go to Google Shopping. You're going to type buy whatever product you're in online. You're going to filter by over $1,000, and then you're going to find stores that have the niche that you're selling in within your name. Then you're going to add those stores to the spreadsheet. You're going to put their URL. You're going to go to each website, find brands and manufacturers, and you're going to list them all out. So I'm going to do this live with you now, but I just wanted to give you a brief overview before actually diving in as to what that would look like. So as I mentioned, go to Google Shopping. And for this video, I'm going to be doing the supplier research for the solar niche. So what I would do is you want to go here to competitors and you want to type in buy solar kit online. And just a point, if you're selling in the US, you want to have a VPN on it in the US if you're not there. So you want to put buy solar kit online. So just to review back to here, create competitors list, which we've done here. We have competitors, the store name and their URL. We have Google Shopping. You're going to put buy solar online, filter by $1,000. So my store is going to be a somewhat niche store on solar. So I'm going to have solar kits, solar batteries, solar inverters, all sorts of different solar items. Filter by $1,000. Find stores that have the niche in your name. So when I type in buy solar kit online, I want to go down here to sellers. And then you're going to see there's going to be stores that have solar in the name. So like solar, shop solar kits. So then what I would do is I put in the here, shop solar kits. And then what you want to do is find their URL. And then you want to put their URL right here, just like that. Buy solar inverter, I think is a product type. Always filter by $1,000. And the word's not always going to be solar. Like there might be other related terms. So the power store, inverter supply. There you go. So you just want to find like stores that are selling within your niche. Renewable energy source. So inverter supply. Then you want to take their URL and plug it in here. And just another point, like once you select your niche, like let's say in module 2, you selected solar, what you can do is you can use ChatGPT to do your product research. So I can go, tell me a full list of product types in the solar niche that cost over $1,000. Solar panels, solar water heaters, solar generators. You can see all these, right? So then what you're going to do is put these in Google Shopping and then find stores that are selling these when you're building out your competitor list. And I know there's even more like solar batteries, solar inverters like we're looking at right now. Inverter store, I believe. And then you just want to do this for all the product types in your niche. So solar kits, solar inverters, solar batteries. I'll do one more for you. So buy solar water heater. Filter, always filter by over $1,000. Solar pool supply. There you go. So then you're gonna essentially I'm not gonna do this all in this video because there would be literally probably like 50 to 100 stores in this list, which would be way too long for a YouTube video. So what you want to do is you just want to do that. You want whatever your niche you're in. So if you're in a broad niche, you're probably going to have a few product types that you're starting in. So if you're going to do a home store, you could have literally hundreds of different products, presumably on the store. So what you'd want to do is pick like 2 or 3 that you're going to start in, and you want to do supplier research for those to begin. You don't want to do like a full out supplier list for thousands of different product types. If you're in a niche store like solar or like treadmills or something like that, find all the related product types. So maybe you're doing cardio, treadmills, bikes, rowers, whatever else. If it's a niche store like this, you do want to probably find all your competitors in all the different product types in your niche. So solar kits, solar batteries, solar inverters, solar pool heaters. If you're doing cardio, you do treadmills, Stairmasters, bikes, whatever else. You want to find all the competitor stores in all those product types here, and you want to build that out completely. So then once you have your competitor list done, the next step is to then go to those websites that you've sourced. And on their website, you should find a spot that essentially, so you're going to have all the URLs here. And at that point, you want to find on their website something that says brands or manufacturers. So if you can see it says brands in their menu, you have all of their brands here, A to L and M to Z. So it's usually going to be in the menu up here, or alternatively, sometimes you go to a collection page, like a category page with the products. Sometimes it will be on the side. So let's just see where it is on this other website. So these are actually all the brands right here in this one. This is all the store's brands, Inverter Supply. And some of them will have, if you go to like the category page, like if I go to 12 volt inverters, I don't know, some of them will have something on the side here that says like manufacturers. It doesn't look like these ones do, which is fine. But most of them will have something in like the menu or like in the sidebar that says the brand name. And that's what you're looking for. Let's see if we can find it here. So they have available brands, or they are. But if you go here, see how they have the brands on the side here as well. So it's either going to be in the menu or on the side. Those are the 2 main spots to find the brands. What you want to do then is go to all the stores that you have, and you want to list out all of the brands in your supplier research. So then you want to put all the suppliers from the websites, all the brands, the manufacturers in this sheet. So go to solar kits, and then you can go brands, copy them. And you want to do this for all the competitors that you find. So ideally, this list should be like hundreds and hundreds of brands and suppliers long for whatever space you're in. So then after we have a full list of the brands in our space, we want to find we want to essentially see which are the main suppliers we want to go after. So the 5 main components of an A+ supplier are high price point, minimum advertised price, also known as MAP, branded search demand, low competition, and high margins. If a supplier has all those things, they're going to be excellent. And just one point I want to make on this: a supplier does not need to have all those things to be a good supplier. If they have 3 to 4, they could be excellent. Very, very, very rarely you're going to find one with all. And I've done my best supplier, which has done over $2 million of sales with in the last 16 months, only has high price point, MAP, branded search, like 4. So they don't have low competition. So there's going to be, you want them to have a good mix of these. They're not going to have all of them all the time, but these are just like more so good things to look for. So first things first is we want there to be a high price point. So the way we check this is we're going to go to Google Shopping, and I do this in a minute with you. And you want to type in brand name, product type, and ask yourself, is there a large contingent of products over $1,000? Don't be extremely picky. If there's some below, some above, that's fine. If it has a whole bunch of products over 5,000, that's really excellent. Good is 2 to 5,000, and average is 1 to 2,000. If all their products are below 1,000, then I would say that's probably not a great supplier. You still might do okay, but generally speaking, if they're usually going to have products in different price points, but just generally speaking, like what is the average? So how you check this is, let's say I'm doing research on Lion Energy. Let's say what I want to do is go to Google Shopping and type in Lion Energy battery. So that's, as I said, we want to go brand name, product type, Lion Energy battery. You can see they have a whole bunch of stuff under 1,000, but they also have stuff that's like 400, 5,000 as well, it looks like 10,000 even. So generally speaking, over $1,000 price point, you would just put yes. And then to check if MAP is enforced, what we want to do is we want to find a specific model from this company. So how you would do this is, so this is Lion Safari ME Deluxe Kit. And essentially what you want to do is you just want to find this. You want to find for that brand, compare prices. And what you want to do is when you go and compare prices, you want to see a general trend of a whole bunch of stores listing at the same price. So you can see here, mostly everyone is listing at $19.99. There will be some that are listing above for whatever reason, but for the most part, you can see there's a general trend of stores listing at $19.99. So if you see a trend of this, of a whole bunch of stores listing at the same price, that is usually indicative of MAP. And MAP stands for minimum advertised price. And what that means is suppliers will have this, so stores selling it cannot undercut each other. And it's not gonna, if stores can undercut each other, there's gonna be a race to the bottom. There's gonna be no profit left for anybody. So by implementing MAP, it says that everyone has to list at this price. So everyone has to list at $19.99. And therefore, you have to compete on actual business. So having a nice website, having responsive customer service, having good reviews, which are actually the makings of a good store. This is also a side point, another way to find good competitors. So Eco Power Kit, that would be a solar store likely. And as I said, there's some stores $5 below, there's some above, but generally speaking, I can see a clear trend of stores listing at $19.99, which that indicates MAP to me. If you see one or two above and below, not a big deal. If these were all different prices, then that would be no. So yes, I will put MAP is enforced. To actually do MAP, you type brand name, product type, find a specific product or model number, and find compare prices, and just do not be extremely picky, as I mentioned. Next up is branded search demand. So in my experience, branded search demand is the highest search term related to that brand. And you have to be careful here. Because let's say Infinity massage chairs. If I type in Infinity on a keyword tool, it's going to say like hundreds of thousands of searches, but Infinity is not related to Infinity massage. So for example, a brand called Clayota massage chairs, if I type in Clayota, that's probably the only time someone would ever be searching that term because it's related specifically to the brand. Clayota is not a word outside of the context of the brand massage chair, where Infinity is. So you have to find the highest search one that is actually related to the brand in question. In my experience, between 2,000 and 5,000 is the sweet spot where most of my highest end brands fall for branded search demand. You can have success with ones over 5,000, but they're usually competitive. Solid 200 to 2,000. If it's below 200, that's very, very small. You're not going to make a ton of branded search tech sales, which are the highest profitable ads most of the time. Again, there's exceptions and nuance to everything I'm saying here. There are exceptions to the rule almost every time, so do not think of this as strict and rigid. These are just kind of general things to look for in good signs. So to check branded search demand, you want to go to a tool like Ahrefs or SEMrush, and you want to go in the keyword tool, and then you want to type in the brand name, so Lion Energy. And you can see there's 4K Lion Energy battery, but Lion Energy is probably not someone's probably not searching that outside of the context of the brand. So 4,000 per month. So then I would put in here branded demand is 4,000. Let's do another one, like let's say EcoFlow. You can see hugely increasing, 29,000. Let's do Grow-At. $3.2K. So you can see a lot of these solar ones are really, really increasing. But that's how you do that. To check competition, what we want to do, there's two ways we can check competition. You can go to Google Shopping and type Lion Energy battery. And when you go to shopping, you can go down here and go to just to discuss the points on competition. So you want to go to the bottom and type in sellers, and you want to count the number of stores selling for a brand. So ideally, best case, there's under 10. 10 to 30 is okay, it's solid, and competitive is if there's over 30 stores selling a brand. It's not really a good sign. So you want to go down here and you want to then see sellers. You can see all the ones selling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 32 stores selling for Lion Energy, which is quite high. But again, we're not disqualifying based on this. The only one I would disqualify is if there was under $1,000 and there was no map, then I would probably disqualify it. But generally speaking, you just want them to have a good number of these 5 traits. 3, 4 would be ideal. 2, you're probably fine. If there's only 1, probably not a great brand to work with. Another way you can check this is if you go to, again, always sort by over $1,000. Another way to check this is if you go to compare prices. You can usually count. So I think there's like 20 per page. And you can see, yeah, there's between like 30 and 40 stores that sell for this brand here. So 30, 40. So again, you're going to go through that. Here's kind of a general guide of under 10 is ideal, 10 to 30 is okay, and over 30 is competitive. And lastly, we have high margins. So what you can do is actually go to stores that sell this stuff. So go to a few of these. And what you can do is go to like Store Depot and be like, hey, Camping World has this product and I got, they offered me 10% off. Will you match it? And usually what you want to do, you want to try and get a discount. So if you can get a 20% discount on a product, like that usually indicates that they have 40% margin after cost of goods sold and shipping, or else they wouldn't be giving you 20% off. If you can get 10% off, that usually means you're at least at 25, 30%. Most stores will not give you more than like 33% of their margin. So if you have 30% margin, you're not going to give 20 of that away per se. And if they say like, no, if you ask a few stores and you say their competitors giving discounts and they're not giving you anything at all, obviously some stores just aren't going to give you discounts. So don't just message one and think, oh, they didn't give me a discount, bad margins. Like contact 4 or 5 and see like between them all, are you getting anything? And if you can't get anything, or at least if you're getting like 5% or nothing, usually not a high margin brand. If you can get 10, usually a good sign. If you get like 15, 20, then that's usually a very, very good sign. So I'm obviously not going to do that live, but what you would do is you just put in the discount that you were able to get on the brand. And you don't need to do this for every single one. This is just to kind of see, generally speaking, get a sense of who your best brands are going to be. And just to conclude on this, don't spend forever on this. And what you want to do is you want to go through all the brands and get an idea of who your best brands are going to be. Module 4 is going to be creating your demo store, but Module 5 is going to be closing suppliers. So we actually don't want to start with the best ones. We want to get some suppliers live on our website, get the store set up, get the ads running, and then you want to contact your best suppliers. Once you've made some sales, you have all their lower tier competitors on your store, so then they'll be more likely to work with you. If you just say, hey, if you call your best supplier and say, hey, set up a store, do you want to work with me? And you don't even have a website yet with no suppliers on it, it's going to be very unlikely you're going to say yes. So as you're building out your system here, you can probably rank them. You can put them in tiers. You can like rank the highest ones. You can even color code them. So once you go through it all, you can put like the best ones in green, the middle ones in yellow, and ones that you aren't going to work with in red. And then you start with the yellow ones. So create like a tiered system of sorts just to rank your suppliers and know that you're not going to contact your very best ones right at the beginning. But that's really all for this video, guys. So first, we want to find all of our competitors. We then want to go on their website and find all the brands that they're selling for. And then we want to look at the price point, whether map is enforced, the branded search demand, the competition, and lastly, the margins. And once you have that, you'll be able to create a tiered ranking system, and you'll have a very good idea of who your best suppliers are going to be. We're actually going to build the demo store first, which is going to be the next video in the free course. But you don't want to reach out to your very best suppliers first thing when we get to that module. But again, guys, thousands of dollars for value here. So if you took any value from this at all, please hit subscribe. Please like this video. If you have any questions at all about any of this, put them in the comments. I'll answer any and all comments. Thank you for taking time out of your wonderful day to watch this video. And I will see you in the next one, which is going to be on picking your logo, picking your name, and building a demo store. But until then, stay well, and I'll speak with you soon. Cheers.